This video was brought to you by Gamersgate.com. Download games anytime, anywhere. Skip it up and that up. So are you really happy with your brand new HD TV you got for a good price? Well, guess what? It's already outdated because 4K TVs are coming, and so is HDMI 2.0. Because if they kept technology the same, they couldn't profit off of you by forcing you to get something new. Anyway, here's the delicious bullet points for HDMI 2.0. It's going to have bandwidth capacity of up to 18 gigabits per second. It's going to have a max resolution of 3840 by 2160 at up to 60 frames per second. It's going to have the same connector as the original HDMI, so it's going to be backwards compatible with legacy, your super old 2-year-old Blu-ray player that only does 1080p. It'll be compatible with that. It can handle up to 1536 kilohertz audio sampling frequency. That my head hurts just trying to wrap my mind around that. It's going to have dual video streams for multiple users on a single screen. It's going to have multi-stream audio to as many as 4 users at once, and it could do a 21:9 widescreen aspect ratio, which is interesting to me because that 3840 by 2160, which is considered 4K, only is a 16:9 aspect ratio. So for them to stretch the picture out even further, to go up to 21:9, I'm guessing they're going to have to lower the resolution, because I don't think they could do 4K across the whole 21:9. According to this, I could be wrong though. When HD TVs first came on the scene in the early 2000s, I remember I was actually working, I was on holiday break from college, and I was working at Best Buy over the Christmas break, and they had, it was a Pioneer plasma TV. I only think it was 1080i, which really is only 720p because 1080i is interlaced. And it was like $15,000 or $20,000. It was like a 42-inch TV, nothing ginormous, nothing special. It had to have this like secondary processing box that it was this big box you had to have like under a table. And it was like $20,000, but it was, when you first saw an HD, and that wasn't even full HD, it blew your mind. It was like, holy shit, this is like looking through glass. And now I almost feel like, and I think they know this, that no one really, at least yet, gives a shit about 4K, but they have to. Now, that's why you're seeing, like, I have a Toshiba TV in my bedroom. It's 39 inches. It costed me next to nothing. And it even does 120 hertz. Now that all of the 1080p technology and HD TV technology's paid off, they're not making, it's like they need something else to keep profiting off of, so they're shoving 4K down our throats. And no one's really ready for it yet. People are just starting to. I know people still with regular tube TVs. I mean, I think it's kind of ridiculous at this point, especially when you could go to Big Lots and pick up a high-def 1080p flat screen for $150. Not even, but people still have tube TVs. And now you're going all the way to 4K? I just scratch my head. I mean, I sit next to a 42-inch TV. I mean, granted, I need new glasses. I fell asleep on mine, and they're being held together by a piece of shrink tubing right now. I cannot wait till October when I get my new ones. I sit up close to one of these TVs with my glasses on, and you could barely see. You don't even really see the pixels. So going up to 4K, I just don't think it's going to be a tougher. I mean, I think it'll do okay. I don't think it's going to be a fad like 3D at all. It's just a natural progression of resolution, even though I think they're coming out with it somewhat prematurely. But it's just not going to have that wow factor. It's not going to have, people are still smitten with 1080p on a good TV with a high refresh rate. It's like cell phones too, with 1080p screens. I have the Samsung Galaxy S3, and it's a 720p screen, and I have to like press it up against my eyeball to see a pixel because the pixel density is so high. It's almost like the same thing with the gaming consoles. The law of diminishing returns has taken place with TVs too. It's like, where are they going to go after 4K? I know they're going to try something, but what are you going to need for a higher resolution when people with 1080p screens can't even see the pixels that way? They even say that any TV under 42 inches, if you're just using it as a TV now, if you're using it as a computer monitor, 1080p gives you extra screen real estate. But if you're using a HD TV simply as an HD TV and it's under 42 inches, your eye can't tell the difference between 720p and 1080p. They've done research on that. So I don't really, like, what is 4K going to do unless you're a multimillionaire with like a 20-foot screen? I just don't know. I mean, I think it'll do okay because I think it's going to be shoved down our throats, and eventually you're going to have no choice but to get a 4K TV. But I'm not really excited about it, and I'm a tech guy. So imagine how the general, consumer or general population feels. I know they definitely don't give a shit. Anyway, folks, if you want to see some articles talking about how you can't really tell the difference between 1080p and 720p on screens smaller than 50 inches and 42 inches, I'll have links below in the description so you could actually see what I'm talking about. All right, guys, make sure to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for supporting Review Tech USA. Have a good one.